Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader, and it's Tuesday, December the 14th. Markets, the last 2 days have come down hard in the last hour and may be showing signs of weakness and uh, uh, perhaps a precursor to some downside action in the next few days. We'll see. But today I'm going to feature some of our stocks that we've been talking about over the last few weeks that appear to be breaking. And in addition to that, I'll show you some of the boxer shorts again to give you a flair for potential downside possibilities as well. Acacia Research, a stock we've liked since the stock broke out in October and ran from the 17.5 area up to 30.5. Rolled over hard today, down 204 or 7%. Volume picked up to the heaviest in 2 weeks. That's certainly a negative and a change of characteristics. The channel bottom here was broken today. Lateral price resistance was taken out right here. And I'd caution you about ACTG and potential downside vulnerability, which right now looks like near 25. And beneath that, something around 20. Not looking for the. Not recommending this short yet, but I do want to show you the potential break. Acme Packet got hammered back for almost $5 today, down 4.98 or 9%. Volume also increased to the heaviest in a couple weeks. Not a good sign, particularly after yesterday's reversal day, which got it up to 59. It's down quickly about 8.5 points from yesterday's high. Now there's lateral price support right here, and the stock is far from breaking, but I wanted to just alert you to the fact that perhaps a short-term top is in. ASYS Amtech Systems, which had run up into a rising wedge here and near the top of the channel, met our objective around 26.5, 26 range, and today dropped to $1.81. Now, not yet any big breaks here, but volume also surged to the heaviest volume in about 5 sessions, and always a reason for caution on that one. On any stock, BSFT, which had been rising steadily almost for a month now, reversed down to $1.74 today. Volume also the heaviest in a couple weeks, and the stock started to back off. There's going to be a test of resistance support coming up shortly. We'll keep an eye on that one for you, but just wanted to give you a heads up. Coinstar down for 2 consecutive days in a row. Yesterday's drop was 255. Today another 309. You can see the short-term channel and right here, channel bottom was taken out. Perhaps a retest of the 57 area may be due and shortly, but precautionary action may be warranted here on that as well. HSFT, which had been in a nice rising channel for 3 months, has come down pretty hard of late, and today accelerated down to $1.56 or 6%, but the volume was the heaviest in, looks like, since the company went public in its IPO in June. So definite reason for concern there, as this stock appears to be potentially breaking down. There is some support down around the 22 level, which would make that shortly. MIPS had a tough day today, down $1.11 after the breakout of the coil, and then a nice little follow-through day yesterday. It abruptly reversed today. Volume wasn't as heavy, but nearly 3.9 million shares traded, and the key test of support around 12.5, 13 zone may take place. Trend line still intact, lateral price support still intact, but on a day like this, when the many stocks started to reverse after having run from 480 up to 17 in the last 4 or 5 months, and more than tripled, you may want to keep an eye on this one and tighten your stops on it. OVTI also got hit today, dropping down to under 30 from 33 day before yesterday, and although it did close well, hang on a sec. This is showing a close. Oh, there it is. Stock closed down around 29.25 near the low for the day, slightly under the trend line and slightly under its 21-day moving average. Certainly broke lateral price support, initial support there, and may be coming down to test the 28 area, our next support level in OVTI. But certainly a concern because the rising 4-month channel may be taken out, as today's volume was the heaviest in a couple weeks, and certainly the heaviest downside volume we've seen since mid-October. Another stock that broke today, RITT, dropped to $1.19 or nearly 12%. That had been in a nice rising channel. Initial price support and the channel pattern and the flag pattern was taken out today with a thrust down as it closed, as you can see, underneath the 21-day moving average and the trend line. So concern there that this stock may be reversing to the downside. SNCR synchronous, after a big breakout day yesterday, completely reversed it and then some, down 273, and a heavy volume today on the downside, may be a precursor to more downside. There's support around the 24.5 area. That should be the next trading target if it does follow through to the downside. Soda sporting an ugly left shoulder, head, and right shoulder right at the neckline here, down another $1.55 today. It's now dropped from 44 down to 30 just in the last couple weeks. If this pattern breaks here, you may see a full retest of the original IPO price lows down around 23. But first one, there is some support around the gap here around 26.85. So let's see if this thing can stabilize in this zone here. But certainly cause for concern on SODA. STEC, one of our recent swing trades, didn't quite make it up to the November high and rolled over today by 81 cents or almost 5%. Volume picked up a little bit, and the stock did still close above the trend line and 21-day moving average, so not yet any cause for major concern, but a heads up on the possibility of a downside break on STEC. Chinese Hotelier Group, SVN, 7 days holdings, came down sharply, dropping 246 or 10% today as volume picked up, and this is also a concern because the trend line moving averages may be about to be taken out. Certainly a test of lateral price support down around the 21.35 area may come as early as tomorrow morning. TGA, TransGlobe Energy, which had a big reversal a week ago, accelerated to the downside, dropping another $1.83, and now it's dropped from 20.5 down to 14.96 just in the last 5 or 6 sessions. Took out 2 layers of support and its trend line and moving average, so on very heavy volume. This is a definite breakdown. And although it may snap back, we would look to maybe exit it on that snapback. The stock is overextended and now rolling over hard. Tesla, TSLA, broke a little mini head and shoulders top after a nice breakout in early November and the run up from 23.75 to the mid 30s. The stock formed a head and shoulders and broke down today, dropping 202, 6.6%. Volume picked up. Technicals are drifting lower. Looking for a test to the 23.5 zone short term. That's about 5 points from where we are now. Travel Zoo also over concern, having attempted a breakout from this 7 or 8 day flag. Reversed yesterday and followed through to the downside, down another 277, closing under its 21-day moving average and coming up on lateral price support around 38, which may be tested shortly. But this stock certainly has quickly turned from positive to potentially negative. So keep an eye on Travel Zoo as well, and be careful on that one. The WNR, Western Refining, which we featured in October and ran from 6 to nearly doubling up towards the 10 3/4 range, 10.5 range. Yesterday came down hard, dropping $1.13, nearly 11%. Today another 2% drop, and downside follow through with volume has moved it now below the 21-day moving average and the trend channel bottom, which is of course a major concern. This stock may be vulnerable to a test down towards the 8 3/4 level very quickly, possibly as low as $7.98 range. So careful with WNR. Now switching over to the box of shorts list, wanted you to see some of the stocks that appear quite negative in here. Apollo, which had been consolidating in this zone, tried to move up here, did so with no reaction in technicals, very little, and today dropped to 79 cents, or 2%. Notice that this lateral line of resistance here has turned out to be very formidable, up around 39.5. If you are short this stock, that could be an area for covering should it break out above it. CPLA, which had come down hard in October, moved sideways in November and then tried to lift this month, did so again with negative technicals. Today backed off $1.56 and maybe about to collapse and break out of this to the downside to test the mid to high 40s, which is what I had looked for ultimately, but there is some support in the low 50s first. CTRP Boxer Short got hammered for 589 today, down 13%, and a sharp pickup in volume and a thrust downward in technicals, which broke cleanly the rising channel bottom. At this point, a quick test of 37 may be in order. That could come as early as tomorrow, but ultimately a move down into the low 30s could take place. DLR, Digital Realty Trust, which snapped back for a shorting opportunity recently. Did so with very little thrust in technicals, and the last couple of days reversed and today rolled over down $1.50. Pick up in volume, the heaviest volume in a couple of weeks as well. So this one looks like it's headed lower, and a break of the 50 area could take this quickly down into the mid to high 40s. Green dot, GDOT, has reversed very sharply to the downside with a big breakaway gap and a downside thrust, a 3-day little bear flag. Today another downside thrust of $3.10. This one looks ugly. Expect a retest down into the mid 40s or maybe even the low 40s, but we'll see what gives on this one. This is a very sharp net downside reversal. HMIN also rolled over from a head and shoulders top. Today did spike down and then reversed up about 2.5 points off the low, but still down on the day. And although a big downside reversal may have found some sort of short-term bottom, I would look to, if this does rally back to this channel previous price support, which was broken, which is now resistance around 43.5 thereabout. That could be an interesting point to enter HMIN on the short side. Ivan had a big sharp break 4 days ago and is drifting lower here, but it could break at any time. Big heavy downside volume and a thrust to the downside in technicals, to me, has signaled a potential important top here. LFT, which got hammered for 220 today, may be reversing its recent trend. As you can see, the channel bottom was taken out just recently, snapped back to it, and then today down another 220. If that continues lower, we could see 32 and then 28 on this stock going forward. LXK, got hit hard in October, bear flagged, rolled over to lower lows and bear flagged, snapped back, but couldn't do so with any thrust in technicals at all. Went sideways and today rolled over another $1.22 to close at a new 4-month closing low and potentially a quick move down towards 34. May be in store for it. Beneath that, something around 31 or so. So those are our targets on LXK. Now, lastly, VTR. Ventus dropped $1.03 today to a new 4-month low, and a break of this level here at the August lows, which we're testing at this point, or very close to testing, could result in further downside with an ultimate low down in the 43 range, something of that nature. In any case, there's some short ideas along with some of the longs that are beginning to break, and that does not are potentially rolling over like your Netflixes and CRMs, etc. That's it for tonight. Be careful out there.